Bhaktivinode Thakur was in the 1800s, and for some time he worked as a government officer in Persia. At that time, with the Shah of Iran, was part of the British government, part of the British Empire. And then he was transferred back to India. And so, then he moved to Navadvip, and he had the vision that Lord Chaitanya's mission would be spread all over the world. There's a Sanga over here. You have any quotes? He had predicted that there would be someone who would come and easily travel from one continent to the next. Repeat. At that time,
he had predicted that someone would come and travel from one continent to another. At that time,
it was not easy to travel from one continent to another.
It was not easy to travel from one continent to another,
since the system of travel was by ship.
Since the system of travel was by ship.
So it took a long time to go from one place to another.
So it took a long time to go from one place to another.
But so he had the vision that someone would come and spread the holy name in all the parts of the world.
He had the vision that someone would come and spread the holy name to all parts of the world.
Here are some of his writing. Actually, he sent the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, life and teaching of Lord Chaitanya, to McGill University.
He sent the book Teachings and Life of Lord Chaitanya to McGill University
in Montreal, Canada.
In Montreal, Canada.
And so who knows how many other universities he sent to.
Who knows how many other universities he sent to.
So when I was in Montreal, Canada, we knew that that book was in the library.
When I was in Montreal, Canada, we knew that book was in the library.
So he had the vision that the message of Lord Chaitanya would be spread all over the world.
He had the vision that the message of Lord Chaitanya would be spread all over the world.
It's ready. This is Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur's prediction.
Sriman Mahaprabhu, with his associated counterparts, attendants, powers and associates, has taught the jivas of the world Sankirtan, congregational chanting of Harinam, the name of Hari, which is the proper religion of Kali Yuga. It is not a fact that his appearance was for the purpose of the deliverance of a small number of people in India. On the contrary, his purpose was to deliver all jivas by the propagation of the eternal religion to all countries of the world. Mahaprabhu himself declared this in the following words: "My name will be spread into all the regions and villages of the earth." There is no doubt that his indisputable command will very shortly turn into a fact. It appears to be absolutely certain that all religions of the world will mature into one universal church of the Sankirtan of the holy name. Oh, when will that day arrive when in England, France, Russia, Prussia and America, fortunate men of those countries with flags, drums, coal and karatal, etc. in their native towns shouting ever and anon the holy name of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Gauranga, Sachinanda,
Sachinanda,
Gauranga,
Gauranga will send a thrill of ecstatic delight all over the world. When will that day be when those Europeans will declare, brothers, we have betaken ourselves to the holy feet of Sri Chaitanya Dev, the ocean of love. We beseech you to embrace us as a token of your kindness. When will that day dawn when the absolutely pure transcendental love of Vishnu will be the only religion of all jivas, and like rivers meeting the ocean, all the narrow creeds will finally merge in the eternal Vaishnava religion. Sajjanatoshini, volume 4, page 41.
So, Srila Prabhupada had taken this message
Had taken this message
all over the world,
all over the world,
established 108 temples,
established 108 temples,
and he was very compassionate.
he was very compassionate.
He cared that the people of the world,
He cared for the people of the world.
they were burning because of their lack of understanding.
They were burning because of their lack of understanding.
So we can see that Srila Prabhupada had done many things to satisfy Bhaktivinode Thakur's predictions.
So we can see that Srila Prabhupada had done many things to satisfy the prediction of Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur.
In fact, there's also a prediction of Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Thakur,
In fact, there is also a prediction of Srila Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Thakur,
which he made during the parikrama.
which he made during the parikrama. But I am predicting that the next disciple of mine who will cross the ocean, but it will not be soon. I won't be able to see it. This devotee will bring here the whole world.
Hallelujah!
The speech during Sri Navadip Parikrama in 1936.
So now we have 6 are going to be 7 parikrama parties,
Now we are going to have 6. It's going to be 7 parikrama parties,
and we have people in our international party and Russian party from all over the world.
we have people in our international party and Russian party from all over the world.
So Prabhupada brought us to Nama-hatta Mayapur Dham,
So Prabhupada brought us to Navadvip Dham,
and he wanted us to engage in the Nama-hatta Parikrama.
and he wanted us to engage in Navadvip Parikrama.
So Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Thakur said, my next disciple who crosses over the sea
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, my next disciple who crosses over the sea,
he'll bring people from all over the world to Mayapur.
he will bring people from all over the world to Mayapur.
So Prabhupada was the next disciple who crossed over the sea.
Prabhupada was the next disciple who crossed over the sea.
Srila Prabhupada ki! Prabhupada ki!
Jai.
Prabhupada ki! So Bhaktivinode Thakur, he had explained the system of Nama-hatta.
Bhaktivinode Thakur, he had explained the system of Nama-hatta,
And I'd asked Prabhupada what to do
I had asked Prabhupada what to do
with all the Sankirtan parties, the
With-
Harinam parties
with
in Bengal.
with all the Sankirtan parties, Harinam parties in Bengal.
And Prabhupada said, yes, you can
Prabhupada said, yes, you can.
form them into an organization.
bring them together in an organization,
have them come to our temples
have them come to our temples,
and see what we're doing,
see what we are doing,
practice that in their own villages.
and then they can practice that at their own villages.
So I was thinking to call it ISHO, ISKCON Sankirtan Organization.
I was trying to form an ISKCON Sankirtan organization,
But then I was given a Gaudiya Patrika by Bhaktisidhanta Swami.
but I was given the Gaudiya Patrika by Bhaktisidhanta Swami,
And the editor was none other than our Gurudev,
the editor was none other than our Gurudev,
our founder Acharya.
our founder Acharya.
And he included 5 chapters of the Gaudiya called brought to be the Nama-hatta newspaper.
He included 5 chapters of the Gaurapurnima Kalpatavi in the newspaper.
So then I understood that the system was already there before.
Then I understood that the system was already there before.
It was established by Lord Nityananda,
It was established by Lord Nityananda,
and later restarted by Bhaktivinode Thakur.
and later it was restarted by Bhaktivinode Thakur.
So we wanted to do the same thing.
We wanted to do the same thing.
We took the blessing. We had already the blessing from Prabhupada, and we took blessing from other Vaishnavas.
We already had the blessing from Prabhupada. We took the blessings from other Vaishnavas.
Bhaktisidhanta Swami was helping us in the beginning.
Who? Bhakti Raghav. Bhakti Raghav Swami was helping us in the beginning.
And so we can.
Ikshvaku Prabhu. Read this. Nama-hatta employees, share traders, shopkeepers, watchmen, treasurers, accountants, currency examiners, sales agents, weighers, cooks, servants, cart pullers, customers.
It seems out there's a service for everyone. But these services may not be exactly what they look like.
These services may not be exactly what they look like.
Like he described also that in the market he has a job of a sweeper.
He also described that in the market he had the job of the sweeper,
And he'll get all the news of the market
and where you get all the news of the market,
and keep it clean.
keep it clean.
Now that meant that any offer sampradaya poison that was entering in,
That meant that any apasampradaya poison that was entering in,
he would take it out.
he would take it out.
That was his job as sweeper.
That was his job as a sweeper.
And normally in India, a sweeper is the lowest.
Normally in India, the sweeper is the lowest.
But you can see that he had in his organization, a sweeper was one of the highest.
But we can see that in this organization, the sweeper was one of the highest.
His job was to keep it parampara.
His job was to keep the parampara.
So then someone complained that why you're having a washerman, a barber, they're like lowly people.
Someone complained that why you are having the washerman, barber, they're like lowly people.
Why they should be in the transcendental market of the holy name.
Why they should be in the transcendental market of the holy name.
So he replied,
He replied
it's in the book, the Gaurapurnima Kalpatavi,
in the book Gaurapurnima Kalpatavi,
which we translated into English,
which we translated into English
gave some commentary.
and gave some commentary.
He said that just as someone, his beard grows out, he becomes unshaven,
Just like someone, he grows his beard and becomes unshaven,
he becomes kind of ungentlemanly.
he becomes kind of ungentlemanly.
So similarly, if someone starts to fall down and becomes weak in their spiritual life,
Similarly, if someone starts to fall down and become weak in their spiritual life,
the barber cleans them up, fixes them up.
barber cleans them up, fixes them up.
So he said a very important job.
So he said it's a very important job.
So then he said, just like we go out and every day, we don't know where it comes from, but somehow our cloth becomes dirty.
We go out every day and we don't know from where it comes from, but our cloth becomes dirty.
And similarly, we're going out and preaching outreach to the fallen souls,
Similarly, when we are going out and preaching outreach to the fallen souls,
and we may get some dirt, some contamination.
we may get some dirt, some contamination.
So the washerman, he keeps us clean.
The washerman, he keeps us clean.
Someone who can preach, and by his preaching and his association, he keeps us clean.
So someone who can preach, by preaching in his association, he keeps us clean.
Every job that he has here has a special meaning.
Every job that is listed there has a special meaning.
And like the owner of the wholesale market is Lord Nityananda.
The owner of the wholesale market is Lord Nityananda,
And he gave out the love of Krishna freely.
and he gave out love of Krishna freely. Strategy. Request the authorization of the main trader, Lord Nityananda, or his representative, the spiritual master. Develop major branches, holy places, Mayapur, Vrindavan, Puri, etc. Establishing branches. Srila Prabhupada's example in opening centers worldwide. The goods are meant to carry the chief trader's brand, Gauranga. Maintain records, reports.
What's the brand?
Gauranga!
What?
Gauranga!
I didn't hear you.
Gauranga! Maintain records, reports. Keep the market clean. Sweeper, Bhaktivinode Thakur.
So, the chief trader, Lord Nityananda,
So the chief trader, Lord Nityananda,
he established this congregational preaching in order to benefit all the fallen souls.
he established the congregational preaching in order to benefit all the fallen souls.
And we know that Nityananda is Balaram,
We know that Lord Nityananda is Balaram
and Radha Krishna combined is Lord Chaitanya.
and Radha Krishna combined is Lord Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahiyanna,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahe Anya.
Balaram Hailo Nitai.
Balaram Hoilo Nitai.
So, he came down
He came down
from Gaurapurnima
from Goloka Vrindavan
to give out the priceless treasure of love of Krishna.
to give out the priceless treasure of love of Krishna.
That's what we are marketing.
That is what we are marketing.
Every religion talks about love of God,
Every religion talks about love of God,
but Nitai Gaur gave it out freely.
but Nitai Gaur gave that freely.
So our strategy is to get people to chant, and somehow that awakens the dormant love of Krishna in their heart.
So our strategy is to get people to chant, and somehow that awakens the dormant tendency of love for Krishna in the heart. Establish Shraddha Kutirs, home of faith, and Prapanashrams, places of surrender. Train local people for the purpose of preaching, lecturing, and singing.
Every home can be a Shraddha Kutir,
Every home can be a Shraddha Kutir,
a place of Shraddha means faith, a home of faith.
Shraddha means faith, so it is a home of faith.
And family that lives by Krishna consciousness
A family that lives by Krishna consciousness
has Krishna in the center.
adds Krishna in the center.
They can be a Shraddha Kutir.
They can be a Shraddha Kutir.
Nama-hatta Temple
Nama-hatta Temple
was called the Ashram.
is called a Prapanashram.
Actually, my tours around Bengal,
During my tours around Bengal,
I came across
I came across
two temples
two temples
which had a sign,
which had a sign,
Ashram,
Prapanashram,
established in 1800 and so on.
established 1800, so on.
So, I don't know whether Shraga saw,
I don't know whether Ikshwaku saw,
but some of the Ashrams established by Bhaktivinode Thakur
some of the Prapanashrams established by Bhaktivinode Thakur
over almost a century and a half ago
over a century and a half ago.
are still there.
They are still there.
So, we know that the Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Thakur, he established 64 temples.
We know that Srila Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Thakur, he established 64 temples,
Gaudiya Mats,
Gaudiya Mats,
and Prabhupada established 108 temples.
and Prabhupada established 108 temples.
But Srila Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati Thakur talked about Nama-hatta.
But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur talked about Nama-hatta.
In some of his ancient writings, Nama-hatta is mentioned.
Some of his ancient writings, Nama-hatta is mentioned.
And so, this idea of having, at the time of Bhaktivinode Thakur, there were no temples.
So at the time of Bhaktivinode Thakur, the idea that there were no temples,
So he had grihastas doing the preaching,
he had grihasthas doing the preaching,
and they had proper ashrams.
and they had prapanna ashrams.
And some of them turned into temples.
Some of them turned into temples.
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was establishing temples.
It was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he wanted to establish temples.
So Prabhupada and ISKCON, we have both.
ISKCON, we have both.
We have temples,
We have temples,
we have Nama-hattas,
we have Nama-hattas,
Nama-hattas urban style Bhakti Vriksha,
Nama-hatta urban style Bhakti Vriksha,
and so on.
and so on.
The fact it started out as a Gita course by mail.
They started out as a Gita course by mail.
Now they have hundreds or thousands of Gita course centers.
Now they have hundreds and thousands of Gita course centers.
So the market is there.
The market is there.
People want the goods,
People want the goods.
and you can give it.
You can give it.
There's no restriction.
There is no restriction.
Man, woman,
Man,
grihastha,
woman,
brahmachari,
Grahastha, Brahmachari,
sannyasi,
Sannyasi,
everybody can give.
everybody can give.
Even kids.
Even kids.
Haribo!
Haribo.
Oh,
Gauranga. Everyone can be a Nama-hatta employee. No discrimination of caste or gender. Employees are meant to be properly qualified.
So we have, actually we have some coaches
Actually, we have some coaches
who help with training up different parts of the world
who help with training up different parts of the world
in Bhakti Viksha groups or Nama groups.
in Bhakti Vriksha groups or Nama-hatta groups.
And some people they concentrate in Russia, some people in China, some people in Australia, America.
Some people have concentrated on Russia, some on China, some on Australia, some on America.
So we hope that we can have many coaches who can help every part of the world.
We hope that we can have coaches who can help every part of the world.
You have some coaches here.
We have some coaches here.
They can present
They can present
their report.
their report.
So the first one will be Chaitanya Bhattari Prabhu. He has been presenting this process of developing contacts for the ILS conference. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Gurudev. So, some of you must have already attended this, but I just want to quickly summarize at a very
You have
high
to speak loud into the mic. So at least I can hear it.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Gurudev. I'll try my best. So, we are giving in. Guru Maharaj is talking about the concept, strategy. So this is again a strategy developed by Guru Maharaj, 6C strategy, which talks about how do we effectively contact and till the time get them to the ultimate complete perfection. So we are seeing a different in the recent past that many of you know that Bhakti Vriksha program, which is 2.5 hours minimum we require. But in many places in the world, they're finding it a big challenge to spend that amount of time, plus considering their additional travel time. So we are primarily focusing, right one? So this is in a very high level, see that contact, cultivate, congregate, commitment, certification, and complete perfection. So 6C tower for attaining perfection. And implementing this from contact, we get them through contact, cultivate, and get some final output in terms of committed devotees who are aiming for complete perfection. But the important thing here is that many parts of the world, they find a big challenge that they can't retain the members because the members come for a couple of weeks and they just drop off. So there's a lot of pattern research survey was done, and based on that we categorize them based on how much time available to them. So somebody wanting to do but they don't have time to give for Krishna. So how do we treat them? So it could be our own family members. Not necessarily we have to look out for strangers. They are all invested relationships that we have been living with them, friends, relatives, classmates, colleagues, all of them. So how do we categorize them? Because the contact development primarily rests in how do we classify them. The general tendency is that somebody is ready to give more time, we think that they are favorable, but we are completely ignoring the rest. So we just want to ensure that each of them get some attention from the facilitators or whoever is organizing the small groups and get them over to the next level. So if somebody is not even giving 0 minute, we'll ensure that at least we start doing something for them. Till the time they reach a particular stage, we don't expect anything from them. All of us need to think that what we can do for them. Say for example, we can offer prayers, we can give them prasad, we can engage them in indirect services. There are many things we can do. So once they reach the next level, we can push them to the next stage. It could be somebody could be spending 5 minutes for Krishna in a day or a week or whatever it could be. So gradually if we take them to higher levels, where if somebody is ready to go 30 minutes, then we can take them to increase their commitment to double it, so they can spend 1 hour. So we see in the last 6-7 years, we introduced a program called Manjari program. How many of you familiar with Manjari programs? So this is a pre-Bhaktiviksha program. So as I said in the beginning, Bhaktiviksha is 2.5 hours. But if somebody, we request them to come for an hour, it's pretty easy for them, 45 minutes or 60 minutes. So it's easy for them to commit for that 45 minutes or 60 minutes. So we have 5 or 6 Manjari programs. I think we have the slide, right? Okay, so we have 5 or 6 Manjari programs, primarily that those who are ready to give 30 minutes, because we see this, I don't know if those numbers are clear here. Let me just quickly explain. There is 0 minute, 1, 5, 10 to 15 and 20 to 30 minutes. Sorry, nothing there? I don't know why it's not there. So if somebody is ready to give 30 minutes, or if somebody is ready to give 5 minutes, what we generally do, even it could be our own friends, we just call them, invite them for our program normally, and they don't have that patience to sit through for this long time. So if you request them to come for an hour program, those who are already ready to give 20-30 minutes, they are very happily they accept that. So give them logically step by step some dosage of Krishna consciousness through this Manjari programs. It's their members, who the Bhaktiviksha members, has become very consistent, because many parts of the world we hear this one complaint that we start Bhaktiviksha program but the members drop off. And after a lot of research we figured out this is one of the reasons, because we can have many friends, family members, but unfortunately they don't have that appetite or Krishna conscious credit or sukriti with them, and because of them they drop off. We also get frustrated, they also get frustrated. So we want to avoid that. In the last 4-5 years this program has been very successful. Many parts of the world, China, US, Europe, Australia, many places this is being tested, including India and many parts of India. So this has been a very good strategy that I hope it will be useful in line with what Srila Gurudev was explaining from the previous acharyas, and one more strategy for all of us to take it forward. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So, do you understand that if someone can't give the whole 2.5 hours or 2 hours that a Bhakti Viksha program takes?
So did you understand, if someone cannot give 2.5 hours or 2 hours that a Bhakti Vriksha program takes,
So they have an intermediate program of 45 minutes to 1 hour, Manjari program.
so the intermediate program of 45 minutes to 1 hour Manjari program,
And that many people can adapt to that.
and many people can adapt to that.
Once they're committed,
Once they are committed,
and they can spend the 2 hours.
they could spend the 2 hours.
So this is a step-by-step project
So this is a step-by-step project strategy.
We have with us Nityananda Sraya Prabhu. He's the temple president of ISKCON Bahar Durgar. and he runs regularly Bhakti Briksha training in Western India, around the Delhi area, Punjabi Bhak. So he will have some words.
Thank you very much, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Please
Very well.
seeking your blessings, and all the assembled Vaishnavas, I would like to have your blessings, and so that I can share with you the history where we have started from our journey. It's from, many of you are familiar with Punjabi Bagh, Delhi. So in that area, we have started with 2005, and now it's 2020. Around 15 years we have been preaching there. In 2005, when we started with humble attempt of 1 or 2 Bhakti Vikshas only. And we do not know much about the Bhakti Viksha. See, there are many features and many benefits of the Bhakti Viksha. One of the benefits is it's been very flexible. You can start from anywhere. It's just like a mango. You can cut from anywhere. So it will give you a good taste. So we started from 2005, and till 2009 we have around 22 Bhakti Vikshas of 300 congregation members. But in 2009 we faced one challenge or a problem. There are many problems we are facing in organizing those Bhakti Vikshas. But in 2009, one of the prominent congregation leader, he went away to Radhakund. And with him, around 14 Bhakti Vikshas went away. And then we have to start a new beginning. In 2010 we started, and till 2012, again, vigorous effort, we got more results with a more congregation of 500 more devotees. And after that, we think of, to boil a milk. Just like Prabhupada says, boiling the milk, it's necessary. We need to see that devotees are gaining nourishment, engagement, everything, trained. So we are feeling that at that time we felt something is missing, that devotees are not trained, they're not getting training. Somehow it is stuck, and new leaders are not coming from Bhakti Vikshas. So we worked on the structures, systems, and the systematic training begins from that moment. And from 2012 till today, it's around a community of 3,500 or 4,000 dedicated devotees. And from the last 2 or 3 years, I'm in charge of one temple. It's very nearby in Haryana. And there, from last 1 year we have started, and around 22 Bhakti Viksha we have started, and there is a congregation of 300 dedicated people there also. So it's a magic of Bhakti Viksha, where we found that there is a connection between a Bhakti Viksha and a temple. Just like Maharaj was saying about this Gaurapurnima Kalpatruvi. In between there is a temple and the Bhakti Vikshas are flourishing. So we did that approach from how do they support the temple? They're supporting the temple through donations. They're giving their services in the temple, and they're celebrating the festivals in the temple. And from the last 2 years, finally, sorry I'm taking too much time. From the last 2 years, we have developed our system where we can generate more leaders. We can train more leaders around the world. Until now, by the mercy of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas, till now we have trained more than 500 leaders around the world. And just like in the plenary session, there was a video of Srila Prabhupada that if there are 10 million acharyas, then there is no scarcity of the leaders and the people will become happy. So Prabhupada want that organization. Prabhupada want that organization. And in that humble attempt, if you bless me, Maharaj bless me, so that I can do some service in that regard and fulfill the mission of Srila Prabhupada and engage more devotees and happy devotees. Hare Krishna.
We have, so you heard how there's different obstacles come up, and how
You heard how different obstacles come up
and how those were dealt with.
and how those were dealt with.
We have a lot of young devotees,
We have a lot of young devotees.
and they need to be engaged.
They need to be engaged.
I'd like to call on Deva Madhava Prabhu,
We would like to call on Deva Madhava Prabhu
because he's been focusing on the youth.
because he has been focusing on the youth.
Prabhu is the Ypsilanti, Michigan, in United States of America, Temple President and Youth Director.
Hare Krishna. Very honored to be in front of everyone and Guru Maharaj. I don't have enormous numbers to share, so I won't do that. We started an effort in Michigan a few years ago. We named it the Harmony Collective, and we have a small but focused group of young people. And rather than bringing in lots of others, we've been focusing on kind of boiling the milk from day one. There's a kind of deficiency in the Sanga in North America. We're one of very few centers across the whole continent where young local people feel welcomed and feel connected and feel like they can grow. And so we've been developing systems and ways to present Krishna consciousness that are faithful to our eminent acharyas and also feeling relevant, feeling like something that young people can connect to. So if I may, I'll just expand on the description that we've been hearing over the last few days about the Nama-hatta and how we can relate that to the acharyas that Srila Prabhupada is a servant of. He was so proud of being a disciple of Srila Bhaktisidhanta Saraswati. And in the West especially, and especially when we're speaking to young people, one of their major apprehensions is that they don't want to be a part of a religious organization. I see a lot of heads nodding. Religion automatically has a bad connotation. And then when that religion overemphasizes a particular personality, even a personality as wonderful as Srila Prabhupada, then that creates a lot of apprehension in the hearts of young people, because many of us know the difficulties that the Christian church has faced over the last few decades and few hundred years, a lot of abuses, a lot of shallow preaching. And so when they see an overemphasis on Srila Prabhupada, it creates some apprehension in youth. And so a few years ago I was reading, there's a wonderful book for any Jayapataka Maharaj disciple. Some of our godbrothers and godsisters compiled all of Guru Maharaj's Vyas Puja offerings to Srila Prabhupada in one book. And in his 1979 Vyas Puja offering, Jayapataka Maharaj said that he wishes to remain a coolie, carrying the orders of Srila Prabhupada on his head. Very sweet image. Somebody who doesn't know what a coolie is, it's somebody who carries luggage at the train station. Also those people who, we've all seen the construction sites in India, even over here in the TOVP, they carry the bricks, they carry the mortar, they carry the sand on their head. And that got me thinking about the analogy of Srila Prabhupada building the house the whole world could live in, which is one of the themes of this year's ILS. Who's seen that beautiful display over there? Yeah, at the entrance. That's a very beautiful display that they created. And I realize this is a way that we can help people see the relationship of the other acharyas to Srila Prabhupada and how he's a servant of them, and they're still supporting him and us today. We can actually have a living relationship with them. So the Nama-hatta that Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur designed, we can consider him the architect of the house that the whole world can live in. Because when you have a project like the TOVP, you can't just come up with it from a scratch drawing out of your notebook. You need an expert, don't you? If we want a structure that the whole world can live in, then we need an expert. And Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur was that expert who designed a system of Krishna consciousness that predated by 120 years today's most successful industries. Uber, Airbnb, Netflix, all of these are companies that disrupted industry standards that had been couched in standardization for decades and centuries. It cost $1 million to get a taxi cab license in New York City 15 years ago. $1 million to sit in traffic, right? Crazy. But today, all you need is a clean seat in your car and you have a taxi. Because Uber took it away from the institution. They decentralized it. And that's exactly what Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur did. He said, all you need is Bhagavatam, the holy name, the faith of those who also believe in those things, and some prasadam. And then you have everything that you need for a real Sangha that can take you back home, back to Godhead. A real Sangha that can serve Mahaprabhu. So Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur was the architect of this vision. And then his son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, was the engineer. Because the architect makes a beautiful picture, but then the engineer figures out the structures that are needed to actually create that, to actually manifest it. And so the institutions that we take for granted today, like book distribution as a prominent focus of our spiritual institution, the ashrams of sannyas and grihasta and brahmachari as we experience them, the use of temples as a center of education and community involvement, all of those institutions were actually established by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's efforts, weren't they? They weren't the common culture of Gaudiya Vaishnavism until Srila Bhaktisiddhanta brought those in, per the vision of Bhaktivinode Thakur. And then our Srila Prabhupada, he is the wonderful general contractor who went all over the planet finding very qualified and sometimes unqualified labor. But sincerity was all that it cost to be a part of the Nama-hatta. And so he accepted anybody who was willing to make that attempt to be a coolie and carry something on their head for the service of building this house that the whole world could live in. Srila Prabhupada, being a brilliant contractor, took that framework that the engineer Srila Bhaktisiddhanta had established in India and proved how it could be developed all over the planet. We're missing a few people, so where does Gaurapurnima fit in? Srila Gaurapurnima Das Babaji, being Shakshad Vairagya Murti, he's the independent contractor. Every big project needs some independent consultant, doesn't it? Right? Because when you're involved and invested, and as we know in institution ISKCON, you can kind of get blinders and you can kind of lose focus sometimes. So Srila Gaurapurnima shows us by his example that whatever we're doing, whatever we're building, whatever money we're raising, whatever devotees we're making, if it's not for the purpose of developing Nam Ruchi and Bhagavat Seva, then what's the point? There's no point in this world except to get those two things, be a servant of those that are offering them to others. And so our independent consultant shows those. And then Srila Jagannath Das Babaji, as Vaishnav Sarvabhaum, he is the customer because he represents Nityananda and Mahaprabhu. How do we know this? Because when Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur thought that he had found the yoga pit, he needed the customer to come and give his sign of approval. And when Jagannath Das Babaji came to the yoga pit and leapt out of the basket, then he understood, okay, this is our place. Because it is pleased Vaishnav Sarvabhaum, it is pleased Jagannath Das Babaji. We've been presenting this in our community, and then I recently presented it also in the Chicago temple to a group of youth and to a group of parents. And everybody appreciated it because it helped them recognize how we can have a living relationship with the eminent acharyas. Sometimes I use that word rather than previous because previous gives us this idea that Bhaktivinode is now in a museum somewhere and we can't have that relationship with him. But when I look at my Guru Maharaj, we see that you can have more than a relationship. You can have real living service to these great spiritual personalities. And Srila Prabhupada, that was his pride, was that he was offering that to us also. So when we explain the culture of our acharyas to young people in this way, it gives them this sense that the movement is alive. It's not become rigid, it's not become institutionalized and stagnant, but that sense of spiritual opportunity is very fresh still today and should be always if we're really serving these great souls. So, thank you. Hare Krishna.
What's that example I heard you gave about hotels in New York?
hotels in New York, similar to the taxi cabs in New York City. So how much would it cost to build a hotel? Several $1 million, lots of permitting, lots of zoning, right? Big headache. If you do it in the developed world, you have to do a feasibility study and get the approval of the city council, and then city council changes and you have to get reapproval. It may take a decade. Millions of dollars, tons of effort. But with Airbnb, which is another one of those disruptive industries, if you have a clean room in your home, then you have a hotel. And Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur designed that model of temple worship, that your home becomes the temple. If you and then the Prapanashram we've just been hearing is a little more of a developed model, maybe like a bed and breakfast. That it doesn't take the grandiose infrastructure, it just takes the faith in the holy name. So long before Airbnb, we had Airbnb Bhakti from Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur. And recognizing that genius, we should have great faith that we truly are serving visionaries, and there won't be any loss. There will only be benefit for ourselves and many, many others if we can keep this at the forefront of our mood of service, that it's alive, it's a living thing.
So we can see that a vision, we can make every house into a temple. So I'd like to ask, someone started a Gita course by mail into a private organization.
Someone started a Gita course by mail, turned it into a vibrant spiritual organization.
Congregation. He just showed me his diploma. He passed the GDC college.
He just showed me this that he passed the GBC college.
Last name Govinda Das.
Lakhi Govinda Das.
Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Guru Maharaj ki, समस्त वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की আমি বাংলায় বলবো ইংলিশে অত ভালো নয় কিন্তু বুঝতে পারি
I will speak in Bengali. I understand English but I'm not very good at speaking.
ইকশাকশো প্রভু টাইম দিয়েছেন অল্প সময়ের মধ্যে গীতা কোর্সের যেভাবে আমরা কার্যক্রম করছি সেটা আমি বলার চেষ্টা করব.
I'll try to explain in brief our Gita course program.
গীতা কোর্স গুরু মহারাজের ডাইরেকশনে শ্রীমদ ভক্তিপুরুষোত্তম স্বামী মহারাজের পরিচালনায় 1996 এ চালু হয়েছিল.
Gita course was started in 1996 by the direction of Srila Bhaktipurushottam Swami Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj direction
by the direction of Guru Maharaj and by the management of Bhaktipurushottam Swami Maharaj.
তো তখন গীতা কোর্সটা উদ্দেশ্য ছিল যারা অনেক বক্তা যেমন ভক্তিবৃক্ষ বা নামহট্ট সেখানে গ্রুপ করে প্রচার হয়, তো অনেক লোক আছে এরকম সঙ্গে আসতে চায় না কিন্তু তারা কিছু জানতে চায়, গীতা সম্বন্ধে জানতে চায়, আধ্যাত্মিক বিষয় সম্বন্ধে জানতে চায় কিন্তু মন্দিরে আসতে চায় না.
This idea came into being when we noticed that many people, they did not want to come into a fold like the Nama-hatta or the Bhakti Vriksha. They would like to learn something about Krishna consciousness but they would not want to be involved in that kind of a way.
বিশেষ করে বাংলাতে বিভিন্ন রকম সম্প্রদায় রয়েছে, তারা গীতা সম্বন্ধে তাদের আইডিয়া রয়েছে জানতে কিন্তু যথাযথভাবে ছিল প্রভুপাদের গীতা পড়তে ভয় পায়. তাদেরকে কি করে কৃষ্ণ ভাবনামৃতে এঙ্গেজ করা যায় সেই জন্য ভগবদ্গীতা অ্যাজ ইট ইজকে সামারি করে এই গীতা স্টাডি কোর্স বই সংকলন করা হয়েছিল.
So especially in Bengal there is so many apasampradayas and people in general they have some sort of a idea about what the Bhagavad Gita is, but we wanted to disseminate the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita as it is in a systematic way, and in order to do that a summary study of Bhagavad Gita was compiled so that we could disseminate that knowledge.
আর এই কোর্সটি করা হয়েছে শুধু পোস্টাল কোর্স, মানে বাড়িতে থেকেই ওরা বই পড়বে, তার জন্য কোশ্চেন পেপার রেডি করা রয়েছে, সুন্দর অ্যাডমিশন নেওয়ার সাথে সাথে আমরা বইপত্র দিতাম, কোশ্চেন দেওয়া হতো, কোশ্চেনগুলি লিখে ওনারা বাই পোস্টে পাঠাবেন।
And this was a course that was only to be done by mail. So therefore, all the question papers were already ready. They would simply take the study material and they would read it and they would send the answers by mail.
তো কোর্সে যারা অ্যাডমিশন নিতেন, যারা কমপ্লিট করতেন, ভগবদ্গীতা 18 অধ্যায়কে আমরা 3টে ভাগ করেছি। 1 থেকে 6 কর্মযোগী, 7 থেকে 12 হচ্ছে ভক্তিযোগী, তারপরে 13 থেকে 18 হচ্ছে জ্ঞানযোগী।
So the Bhagavad Gita was divided into 3 parts, from 1 to 6 Karma Yogi, from 7 to 12 Bhakti Yogi, and 13 to 18 Jnana Yogi.
কিন্তু যারা কোর্স কমপ্লিট করতেন তারা ভক্তিযোগে আরও কিছু জানতে চায় বা তারা কৃষ্ণ ভাবনাতে আরও এগোতে চায়, তো তাদেরকে কি করে আমরা কৃষ্ণ ভাবনাতে এগোবো তার জন্য আমাদের কোনো সিস্টেম বা কোনো কিছু ছিল না। তারপরে আমরা কি করতাম, এই ধরনের ভক্তদেরকে আমরা নামহট্ট দিয়ে দিতাম।
So we did not have a system how to engage, because after they would finish the Bhagavad Gita, they would complete the Gita course, then they would be interested further in Krishna consciousness or further in studies. So then we would simply hand them over to the Nama-hatta in the beginning, because we did not have any other program.
কিন্তু অনেক ভক্তই আমাদের সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ রাখতেন, কিন্তু নামহট্টের একটা সিস্টেম আর গীতা কোর্স করার পরে একটা সিস্টেম একটু সম্পূর্ণ আলাদা ছিল। তো তারা আমাদের কাছে ব্যাখ্যা করতেন যে আর কিছু করা যায় না আমাদের গীতা কোর্স থেকে।
So the participants of the Gita course, they would say that the Nama-hatta system was one type of a system and the Gita course is another type of a system, and they would say, can't you develop something further than this Gita course?
তারপরে আমরা গুরু মহারাজের কাছে আমরা যাই যে কিভাবে এই গীতা কোর্সকে আরও সমাজে আরও সুন্দরভাবে আমরা ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন করতে পারি। যে লাইক যে আমরা তো ভক্তি বিশ্ব করতে পারবো না, কেন আমাদের গীতা, আমাদের কনসিয়াসনেস হচ্ছে গীতা নিয়ে। তো গীতাকে ভক্তি বিশ্ব মডেলে কী করে রূপান্তর করা যায় তা গুরু মহারাজের কাছে আমরা অনুমতি নিতে গিয়েছিলাম।
So then we approached Guru Maharaj to get further guidance as to how to serve these people better and how we can develop the Gita course in a way which would be similar to the Bhakti Vriksha. So we asked him for his guidance.
তো আমরা আমাদের কনসেপ্ট গুরু মহারাজকে দিয়েছিলাম ভক্তি পুরুষোত্তম মহারাজের নেতৃত্বে। তো গুরু মহারাজ কিছু আইডিয়া দিয়েছিলেন যে কীভাবে আমরা আরও আগে বাড়াতে পারি।
So we gave our concept to Guru Maharaj through Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj also gave some ideas how we can elaborate on this.
তারপরে আমি 2-3 মাস কলকাতায় আশ্রয় গোবিন্দ প্রভুর কাছে ভক্তি বিশ্ব কীভাবে চালায়, ভক্তি বিশ্বের মডেলে কী রয়েছে সব কিছু নিয়ে ট্রেনিং নিয়েছিলাম।
Then I took some training with Ashray Govinda Prabhu in Calcutta, how the Bhakti Vriksha model was run and how how it does.
তারপরে এই ভক্তি বিশ্ব যেই সিস্টেমে ওনারা প্রচার করছেন, তা আমরা সেই সিস্টেম কনসেপ্টকে নিয়ে গুরু মহারাজের অনুমতি নিয়ে আমরা এই গীতা পাঠচক্র আমরা মডিউল বই তৈরি করি।
Then we started this Gita reading circle. We made this module Gita reading circle as per Guru Maharaj and Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj's ideas.
কর্মযোগী, জ্ঞানযোগী, ভক্তিযোগী, 3টে মডেল। তো এই ভগবদ গীতা ভিতরে প্রবেশ করার পূর্বে আমরা ভগবদ গীতার সামারি স্বরূপ ভগবদ গীতার 6 লেসন ফার্স্ট পার্ট।
So Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi and Bhakti Yogi. So first 6 chapters was the Karma Yogi.
না 6 লেসনস অফ ভগবদ গীতা।
Okay.
তো এইভাবে যখন আমরা 2014 সালে আমরা এই গীতা পাঠচক্র আমরা চালু করি ভক্তি বিশ্বের যে সিস্টেম অনুসারে, তো 2014-তে ফার্স্ট শুরু হয়।
So we first started this Gita reading circle in 2014.
তো 2014 থেকে 2019 ডিসেম্বর পর্যন্ত আমাদের এই পর্যন্ত পাঠচক্র গ্রুপ 291টা গ্রুপ তৈরি হয়েছে।
So we have 291 Patachakra or reading groups.
আর আমাদের আগে যখন আমরা গীতা স্টাডি কোর্স প্রচার করতাম, ভক্ত দেখতে পেতাম না কোথায় যেত, এত কোর্স করতো কিন্তু কাউকে দেখতে পেতাম না।
So previously we couldn't, so many people would take up the Gita course, but we wouldn't see where they would go. We didn't see the devotees, we didn't see the results.
কিন্তু এই গীতা পাঠচক্র কোর্স চালু করার পরে এখন আমাদের সিস্টেমেটিক ভাবে জব, তারপরে ভক্তিযোগ অনুশীলন করতে প্রায় 6082 জন ভক্ত আমাদের সঙ্গে যুক্ত রয়েছেন।
So we have now a systematic way of engaging these devotees. So now we have 6082 devotees who are members of this group.
আর যেরকম ভক্তি কুটি রয়েছে, তো মহারাজ পুরুষোত্তম মহারাজের নির্দেশ অনুসারে গীতা কুটি তৈরি হবে আমাদের।
So because there is Bhakti Kutir, so then we, as per Bhakti Prasad Swami's direction, we made Gita Kutir.
তো গীতা কুটির সিস্টেম আছে, যেই ফ্যামিলিতে হাজবেন্ড ওয়াইফ পুত্র কন্যা মা বাবা হোল ফ্যামিলি প্রসাদ বুঝি, সেটাই হবে গীতা কুটি।
So the system of Gita Kutir is that in a family where the husband, wife, children, everybody is taking prasad only, that house can be called a Gita Kutir.
তো এখন আমাদের গীতা কুটির রয়েছে 381টা ফ্যামিলি গীতা কুটির।
Now we have such 381 Gita Kutir families.
আর আগে অনেক দীক্ষা হয়েছে, তার কোনো আমাদের হিসাব বা রেকর্ড ছিল না, কিন্তু 2014 থেকে যত দীক্ষা নিয়েছে আমাদের ভক্তিচার্য গুরু মহারাজ, তারপরে গুরু মহারাজ এবং সুবুকস্বামী গুরু মহারাজ, এই 3 গুরু মহারাজের শিষ্য রয়েছেন আমাদের এই গীতা পাঠচক্রে।
So prior to 2014 we do not have any records of all the devotees that got initiated, but since 2014 we have disciples of 3 different gurus, His Holiness Bhaktisidhanta Swami Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj, and His Holiness Swakswami Maharaj.
এখন অবশ্য আমাদের হলদিয়া সেন্টারে শ্রীশ্রীমদ রাধানাথ স্বামী মহারাজেরও শিষ্য রয়েছেন।
Now in our Haldia center we have disciples of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj as well.
তো এইভাবে আমরা গুরু মহারাজের আশীর্বাদে, সমস্ত বৈষ্ণবের আশীর্বাদে, প্রভুপাদের আশীর্বাদে, গীতাকে কেন্দ্র করে, গীতা শুধু গীতা কনসাসনেস, গীতাকে কেন্দ্র করে আমরা ছিল প্রভুপাদের এই ভগবত গীতাকে আরও সমাজে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাওয়ার চেষ্টা করছি। বাকি আপনাদের আশীর্বাদ এবং গুরু মহারাজের আশীর্বাদ প্রয়োজন।
So now by the blessings of Guru Maharaj and by the blessings of all of you Vaishnavas, we have been trying to simply concentrate on the study of the Gita, and we have been trying to take this up. So we require Guru Maharaj's blessings and all of your blessings.
আমাদের হিসাব অনুসারে 2014 থেকে 354 জন হরিনাম দীক্ষা পেয়েছেন। গুরু চরণাশ্রয় এখন আছেন 375, আর প্রভুপাদ আশ্রয় রয়েছেন 712 জন।
So according to our calculations we have 375 Guru Charanashraya, 354 first initiates and 712 Prabhupada Ashraya.
সেকেন্ড ইনিশিয়েশন 16 জন।
Second 16 devotees second initiated.
হরে কৃষ্ণ। গুরু মহারাজ এই বছর আমরা গুরু মহারাজ এই 2000 ডিসেম্বর আর জানুয়ারি 22,000 গীতা আমরা প্রচার করেছি।
So in December and January we have distributed 22,000 Bhagavad Gitas.
আর দামোদর আরতি এবার আমাদের 2,96,000 লোককে আমরা দামোদর আরতি করিয়েছি।
And we had performed 296,000 Damodar lamp offerings.
আমাদের কংগ্রিগেশন প্রচার এলাকাতে এখন এক্সটেনশন সেন্টার দুটো রয়েছে, এক হচ্ছে হলদিয়া আর হচ্ছে উদয়নারায়ণপুর।
So we have 2 extension centers, Haldia and Udaynarayanpur.
আর আমরা দুটো রথযাত্রা করছি।
And we have done 2 Rath Yatras.
হরে কৃষ্ণ।
Why don't you call your Gita Center? What did you call it, Gita Center? Gita Study Chakra, কি বলে?
গীতা পাঠচক্র গুরু মহারাজ, গীতা পাঠচক্র।
Gita Study Circle.
Say the exact word.
Gita Reading Circle.
Say it.
Oh, Gita
Bengali.
Patha Chakra.
292টা
292 Gita Patha Chakra groups.
How many members in each part of Chakra?
10, কোন পাঠচক্রে 10 রয়েছে গুরু মহারাজ, কোন পাঠচক্রে 15 রয়েছে, কোন পাঠচক্রে 20 রয়েছে, যেখানে আমরা লিডার না পেলে আমরা ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন করছি না।
There are 10 members, 15 members and sometimes 20 members. If there is lack of leaders, then we have 20 members sometimes.
So he's showing how any idea of Krishna consciousness can be applied to a congregational expansion.
He was showing how the Gita can be used for congregational expansion.
And similarly, if you have some idea, you can also expand Krishna consciousness using that idea.
Similarly, if you have some idea, you can also expand Krishna consciousness through that idea.
If you want value education or anything.
Value education or anything.
So, I'm very thankful for all the devotees for applying their initiative to expand the vision of Bhaktivinode Thakur, the vision of Prabhupada.
I'm thankful to all the devotees for applying their initiatives to expand the vision of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur.
Actually, the official time is over, but in case you have a few questions.
Actually, the official time is over, but in case you have some questions, you can ask them.
Or anyone wants to say any announcement from Seva Sarup Das, the General Manager of the Congregational Development Ministry.
Okay, we have the book that Jayapataka Maharaj was talking about, this Gaurapurnima Kalpatavi. We have here in the table, we have in Russian, Bengali, and English. And it's going to be free for the sannyasis like Guru Prashad Maharaj there. So there is two ways to get this book. Or you take sannyasi, preach around the world, and get a free book. Or you get a family, on your family you preach also, and you work, and you buy the book. So you can choose whatever suits you better.
Questions?
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my respectful obeisances.
Accept that.
You were saying that Bhaktivinode Thakur is doing the job of the sweeper in the Nama-hatta, and you said that that means keep away all the unwanted sampradayas. How do we understand that with the Ritvik system which is being misrepresented now?
The Ritvik system that Bhaktivinode Thakur was sweeping and keeping everything clean and Apa Sampradayas, how do we take this Ritvik system?
Well, now that responsibility has been given by Prabhupada to the GBC.
Now the responsibility has been given by Prabhupada to the GBC.
Actually, we're supposed to keep the upper sampradaya out of ISKCON.
Actually, we're supposed to keep the upper sampradaya out of ISKCON.
That's why we decided, I forget what year.
That's why I decided, I forget what year,
that Ritvik philosophy would not be acceptable.
That Ritvik philosophy would not be acceptable.
So now we're discussing with Hare Krishna Hill.
Now we're discussing with Hare Krishna Hill.
And they're saying that they said one time, anyway.
They said at one time
that Prabhupada, everyone has a relationship with Prabhupada as Shiksha Guru.
Everyone has a relationship with Prabhupada as a Shiksha Guru.
That would be acceptable to ISKCON.
That would be acceptable to ISKCON.
But very slippery backtracking.
Very slippery backtracking.
Well, we're trying to go forward on this.
We are trying to go forward on this.
So now the GBC has a job.
Now the GBC has a job.
Keep the market
Keep the market clean.
Any other question?
Any other question?
Yes, Jalangidu.
Please accept
Yes, I accept.
My question is very simple. Can anyone start a Bhagavatam kutir?
That's the next step. We have a Gita kutir. Why not Bhagavad kutir? Huh? Lord Chaitanya gave the instruction, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Shiksha.
Lord Chaitanya said, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shikha.
And Prabhupada explained that Krishna Shiksha means Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna, and Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken about Krishna.
And Prabhupada said, Krishna Shikha means Bhagavad Gita spoken by Krishna and Bhagavatam spoken about Krishna.
So, Lucky Govinda, he showed how he made the Gita course
Lakshmi Govinda, he showed how he made the Gita course
into a type of Bhakti Vriksha group
into a type of Bhakti Vriksha group
and called them Gita circles.
and called them Gita circles,
So study circles.
study circles.
So if you want to start a Bhagavatam study,
If you want to start a Bhagavatam study,
that would be all right, I guess,
that would be all right, I guess.
since Prabhupada authorized Bhagavatam and he translated it.
Since Prabhupada authorized and he translated the Bhagavatam.
Another question?
Hare Krishna, please accept my obeisances.
Yes, I accept.
Thank you. It's just a very specific question to do with West Bengal preaching. I heard recently that 67% of the population in West Bengal aren't actually literate, they're illiterate. So I was wondering, how do we address that? Like these Gita courses that the devotee just now was speaking about, are they reading, or is it, how, I was just wondering, how are we going to address that 67% of people, if that's true, and if it's not true, please let me know if that's not true. If that makes sense.
67% of people in Bengal are not literate. So she's wondering how these devotees did the Gita course and whether it's true that 67% are illiterate.
I don't know where you got your statistic.
I don't know where you got your statistic.
There are definitely some illiterate people.
There are definitely some illiterate people.
That's the difference maybe between the Nama-hatta and the Gita course.
That's the difference maybe between the Nama-hatta and the Gita course.
Gita course members are definitely literate.
Gita course members are definitely literate.
And they have their own parikrama party.
And they have their own parikrama party.
And the Nama-hatta,
some
are literate,
some are literate,
some are not,
some are not.
so much.
Not so much.
But they're very sincere devotees.
But they are very sincere devotees.
What percentage of Bengal are illiterate?
What percentage of Bengal are illiterate?
I don't know exactly.
I don't know exactly.
I know that of all the states, that Kerala is the most literate.
I know that of all the states, Kerala is the most literate.
And of all the states, Bengal is number one.
Of all the states, Bengal is number one.
In non-veg.
In non-veg.
So that they're preaching and getting people to accept vegetarian diets.
That they're preaching and getting people to accept vegetarian diets
is a big thing.
Is a big thing.
In India, I study 60% of Gujarat are vegetarian.
In India, according to a study, 60% of Gujarat are vegetarian.
40% non-veg.
40% non-veg.
So, Bengal, 98% are non-veg.
Bengal, 98% are non-veg.
we have thousands and hundreds of thousands of devotees.
We have hundreds of thousands of devotees.
But the total population of Bengal is
But the total population of Bengal is?
Calcutta is over 10 million.
Calcutta is over 10 million.
I think the total population of Bengal is 100 million.
I think the total population of Bengal is 100 million.
So even, 9 crores. Yeah, 9 crores, that's 90 million.
That's 90 million here.
So, and 2%, that's, we have, they're making many people are Prabhupada from this Swadakutis and the Prabhupada Ashray is vegetarian. So is
Prabhupada Ashray is vegetarian, Shraddha Kutir.
Okay, so that's we got an uphill battle.
It's an uphill battle,
but we're succeeding.
but we are succeeding.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your participation.
Thank you for your participation.
Anyway, that the CDM can help you.
Any way that the CDM can help you,
We have send our coaches.
we can send our coaches.
Haribol.
Haribol.